In this video, we're going to show you how to set up your Kera Lightning. So, unzip the bag, and take the back strap out and pop it to the side. Undo the Velcro, and you'll be able to take the handle out, pop that to the side for now. Wheel it out of the bag. We will put the bag to the side for the moment. So, the first step is to remove the chest pad. Now there is a black pin that you pull on the side which releases the chest pad, and the chest pad will come out. You can put that to the side for now. Cool. Next step, and the most important step of this process, is to pull these little black tabs here which shoot the anti-tips out. Right. The next step you'll see is we've got these elastic cords which hold the moving part together. If we pop those off, you'll see that the moving part moves up and down. Before we move that anywhere, we make a decision. If you are a Kera low user, you can see that these green lines are visible. If you're a Kera high user, we pull these two pins and slide both up at the same time until the pins click, and now we are with the blue lines visible. Those colours correspond to the blue or the green holes on the gas strut, which we'll use on the next step. So we've decided to be a Kera high user at the moment, and so in the next step we're going to move the top half up until it clicks into place via this little yellow lever here, and you can let go of it in that position. Now we're going to reach in here and unhook the gas strut. You'll see that swings up. And so the next step is to pull this pin. We've got a little blue button that you need to push on the pin, which will let it come all the way out. You'll see you move the gas strut into position, and looking down through this hole, you will see that the pin goes through the hole, and we want to line it up with that blue top of the gas strut. You might need to wiggle the top half a little bit. You'll see that it goes through the hole and pops out the other side. Cool. Now we've got the gas strut installed, we can lower the yellow foot lever, press it down, and you'll see it lifts up into that upwards position. I like to fold that out of the way so we're not going to kick it in the next steps. Another thing that you can do at this stage is the foot plate can be changed in height. So if your user is on a higher chair and their feet sit higher off the ground, we can pull that out of its spot, lift it up, and put it back in to its higher position. Great. So now we've got the rolling base. If it's not moving well, just check the brakes. They are on by pushing down, off by pushing the top black dot. So the next step is to take the chest pad, and you'll see it slides in from the front, and we have this black pin here to pull, which will let it slide till it clicks into a hole. We'll look at how to set that position, because it can move backwards and forwards in the next step, or when we're using it. The handle drops into the handle socket, and you pull this pin, make sure it clicks into place, and then you can pull the pin at the top and extend it to whichever safe working mode that you require. So to move the handle, we pop the yellow foot tab down, stand on it, and it can move backwards and forwards. So just checking it moves all the way forwards and all the way backwards, and when you let go of the yellow, it stops in place. Right. Got the back strap in the cradle, and we are ready to do a transfer. Now I'll show you how to do a transfer with the Kera Lightning. Step number one is to take the back strap, the label up and out, and slide it into the user's lower back. You can lean them forward just a little bit, slide it down as low as you can, ask them to lean back, and then these side straps come out and over the forearm. At this point you'll want to remove the foot plates and swing them to the side so that we can get the Kera Lightning close. Now, as you're wheeling it up, you really want this bar to be vertical, so you stand on the yellow lever and bring it forward, and that will end up with the bottom of the pad just above the user's thighs. Then I'd suggest putting the yellow lever away so you don't stand on it. As we bring it up, the feet need to go between the anti-tips, so you might bring them closer together. Bringing it up close until we are close enough to get the feet on. So bring the user's feet onto the foot plate. Now you might need to do some trial and error to see how the anti-tips can go in between or beside the wheels. In this case they're hitting the wheels, so I'll show you what that means. As we push it up to the user, we'll see those anti-tips move back into the Kera and allow us to get close until we've hit the wheels to the wheels. At that point, you want to stand on the brakes so that the base can't go anywhere and you are touching the user's knees. Now we're going to bring the yellow lever back down and we're going to put this chest pad just above the user's lap so that we can set it for their height. To do that, we pull this pin and slide it forward, and we're just looking to see that we've pressed it up against the stomach. Right. Then we want to just step on the lever and press it down so we've got a good connection with the lap and the stomach, and it's easier to hook the straps up. So, bringing the straps, you'll grab them by the black tab. You'll see that if you pull the blue tab, it makes them shorter. Pop the red tab, it makes them longer. You should be able to reach those rings up to these hooks nice and easily. Pulling the blue tabs, let's get this out of the way so we don't stand on it during this process. If we pull the blue tabs at the same time, you'll see we start to sit the user up in the chair, nice and evenly, and then we give it a tighten by pressing on the handle and pulling on the blue tabs. So we've got nice tight straps and we can see we've compressed the foam of the chest pad. Now you can take the user's arms and put them in the cradle so that they're secure. If you're using the thigh straps, reach behind the user's ankle, grab a thigh strap, make sure it's nice and snug, and then just hook it up to the nearest loop. Choose the same loop number on either side, and then we get a nice even lift. Great. We're ready to do the transfer, so you can bring that yellow foot lever down. If you stand on it, you'll see that it unlocks it, reach up, and with two hands, leaning back, lifting the user up and forwards, all the way until you hit the end of the range. Keeping hold of the handles, we put the yellow lever up, we can step around to the side and pop the brakes off, keeping a hand on the lever just for security. Cool. Now we're ready to move. You'll see those anti-tips come all the way out so that we're in a nice secure position and the device can't tip backwards. For the transfer, I'm spinning around and lining up with the chair. For this chair, you'll see those anti-tips go between the wheels, which is great. We've lined up the chair and we're looking to get close enough, keeping a hand on the handle, that we're about 10 centimeters between the calf and the front of the chair. Pop the brakes on so that the chair and the Kera aren't going anywhere. Now we're ready to lower down, both hands on the handles, pop the yellow lever down. When you stand on it, it unlocks it, and we can lower the user into the chair. Once they're down, just push on it to make sure you know that they're down in the seat and that there's no tension in the straps anymore. Let go of the yellow lever and it's locked into place, and we can get it out of their way, and we can pop the red tabs and loosen off the straps. You can take the rings off and throw them to the side. The user can lean back and then we can just pop the thigh straps off. Now, bring this yellow lever down, stand on it, and you'll see that it lifts the chest pad off, which takes all the tension away, and you'll be able to pull the thigh straps out and get them out from under the thighs. removing the brakes, we will be able to wheel the Kera away. You might be taking their feet and putting them onto the foot plates of the commode, in this case on the floor, and we can wheel the Kera out of the way. Last thing is to remove the back strap, so we're just reaching down the back, pulling that up and out of the way. And there we go, we've done a transfer from wheelchair to commode. To put the travel Kera back in its collapsed position and away in the bag, follow these steps. So, pulling the index pin to remove the handle, you can take it out, and the other index pin allows you to put it back into its collapsed mode, ready for transport. We are also going to pull the index pin for the chest pad, bring that all the way out and put it to the side. Alright, so in order for it to go in the bag, it needs to be in its smallest position. So that's standing on the yellow foot lever and pushing the moving part down until it's all the way down. And then I like to flip the yellow lever up so that gas strap won't change positions. Right, the next step is to pull the pin from the gas strap. So I'll show you from this way. That's this blue buttoned pin. We want to hold the gas strap and put some upwards pressure on the moving part so that pin slides out nicely, and you can drop the gas strap into position. The pin can go back in that hole so it doesn't rattle around in the bag. When you let go, the moving top half only goes to that position, so you want to come over to this yellow lever, pull it open, and you'll see that it goes all the way down. Now that we've rested it down, if we remember that we're in with the blue lines visible for the Kera high, so that it drops down and goes in the bag, we want to pull these pins and slide it back down to the Kera low position. That means it's smaller to go in the bag. Putting the anti-tips away, you push them all the way in, pop that little lever down, and you'll hear them click into place. So, all the way in, pop the lever, they click into place, and now they're in. Cool. So, we're going to put the chest pad in, and it's going to go in from the front direction where you can see the gas strap. So, holding the thigh straps out of the way, you'll see that it can go in through the front, and it's upside down. And we're also noticing we've got to pull the pin to let it slide through. One trick is just making sure that these little hooks go above the knees, so you just might need to wiggle the knee position, pushing it into place. You'll feel that pin click, and now it's all one unit. So at this point is a good time to do these little elastic catches up so that the path doesn't move. So just pulling them by the wire, you should be able to pop them on, and then it's all one unit and it can't move. Position the thigh straps so that we're out of the way. Best place for the handle to go is around the chest pad and sitting on top. And then we're going to put the back strap resting on top. Cool, and back into the bag we can go. So wheel it in, big wheels first. Take the Velcro straps, pull it over everything, tighten it up, and make sure that you're pushed all the way inside the bag. You can put the top down and zip the sides down.